Hey guys, Tactical Minds here. And before we get started today, got a couple things to get into. As always, guys, real quick, just please, if you like the video, like, comment, share with friends, subscribe, all that good stuff. Um, please helps keeps the channel going. Subscribers are getting close to 1,000. We want to get up to there and eventually push past there. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's topic. So it's getting close to the end of June, and it's summertime. It's hot out, hot where I'm at. I'm assuming where most people are at. Weather's pretty warm right now. Obviously, we're in the swing of summer, and we've got July 4th coming around the corner, and with that, some more distractions. I've been seeing a lot of stuff lately about people talking about not being able to use fireworks in their town for the 4th of July, which, hey, I like fireworks as much as anybody. I used to do them all the time with the kids. But fact of the matter is with 4th of July coming and everything else going on right now, I think fireworks should be the least of our concerns. Quite honestly, I feel like it's just another distraction to kind of keep us distracted from what's really going on. Unless your head is in the sand, in which case you're a blind sheep and there's nothing I can do to help you. But you probably noticed things are not getting better, despite the fact of the administration telling us that things are transitory and things are going to get better. And we're too stupid to see that everything's getting better around us, even though it doesn't seem that way. Things are not getting better. Gas is not coming down. They're still predicting it's going to go up. Diesel fuel is not coming down. Food shortages are getting worse, which is what today's video is going to be a little bit more about. Food's getting more expensive. With the prices of diesel going up, it's harder to get food to certain areas. With all these food processing plants mysteriously catching fire and everyone saying nothing to see here, food's going to get more expensive. There's less of it to go around, right? With us having problems with other countries, food's going to get more expensive, less of it to go around, right? Other countries are going to look out for themselves. Nobody wants to look out for us right now because, quite honestly, nobody's happy with what we're doing right now. Everything's going to cause it to go up. If you saw just, was it a week or so ago, 2,000 cattle that just mysteriously died belly up with their legs in the air. If you saw the video in Kansas, they blame it on heat exhaustion. And I'm sure there's some people that want to beat me up about this, about climate change, and this proves it's real and this. I'm not even going to get into that nonsense. I'm 2,000 cattle just going belly up and dying. If you're going to try to convince me that's just because of global warming, I'm quite honestly, I'm going to laugh in your face as hard as I'm laughing now. But in any event, look, it's not stopping. Okay. It's getting worse. And the administration isn't even saying it's going to get better anymore. Pretty much they're just telling you it's great, which obviously is a lie. It's not. Or they're telling you, look over here, nothing to see here. Or they're playing the blame game, saying it's Putin's fault. It's this person's fault. We're still blaming Trump at this point. It's everybody's fault. Right. And I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to things that are important and of life or death issues, I don't really care whose fault it is. It needs to get fixed, and it's not going to happen at this point. They're just pretty much at a loss. They're saying dealing with it. I mean, their hands are dealt. They're begging Saudi Arabia to help out with oil production and stuff. So it's not going to get any better, guys. Not anytime soon. And if you think it is, and you're just going day by day, then keep doing what you're doing. But I think you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Right now it's summer, right? So things are heating up, and there's some states where they're being told that it's hot, and once again, it's going to put such a strain on the electronic grid. There may be people without power for a while, right? And dealing with heat exhaustion, things like that. And when the power goes out, what's another thing that happens? Food goes out, right? Your food in your fridge, unless you got a freezer or somewhere to store it, it's going to go bad, right? Unless you can eat it up real quick, which is fine, but that's not going to last you in the long run, right? And then we go into winter, and again, being able to heat our homes. Winter obviously can shut down, the electric, which comes with a whole new set of problems. Like I said, being able to heat, again, food, stuff like that. I mean, there's just more stuff on the rise. And, you know, with gas getting as expensive as it is, I think it just cost me $100 the other day to go to fill up. We've got to make our money go further. So my point is, if you're still living day to day at this point, you're in the wrong. And if you're not going to change that, then, do you, because it's not going to get any better. I think you guys have, some of you have seen before in my other videos. I was never a prepper before. I kind of laughed at those people. I'll be quite honest. But I'm always, prepare for the worst and hope for the best kind of guy. And right now, the worst is definitely coming to fruition. So, that being said, first things first, with gas being the way it is, again, we can't go day to day, right? We need to maximize our efficiency as far as when it comes to fuel. So one thing, I saw a video the other day ago about a woman who was, freaking out, justifiably so. And she was saying, hey, I have to decide whether I'm going to put gas in my car to be able to get to work, or whether I'm going to spend the money in the grocery store to get food. And the ironic part is I've got to spend gas. I've got to spend money on gas so that I can get to work, so I can make money, so I can put food in the house. So it's a nonstop and revolving door, right? With that being said, you probably are going to have to go to the grocery store at some point, especially if you have a family, right? And where I would encourage you to do, or what I would encourage you to do, is start making little cuts here and there. If you're a smoker or, heavy drinker or something like that, now might be the time to cut back on that stuff a little bit. Vaping, all that stuff, right? Now might be the time to cut back, because you need to make little cutbacks where we are. If you're used to eating steak 3 times a week, you might want to cut back on that, right? Save those few extra dollars so we can maximize our trips, right? So when you do make the trip to the grocery store, maybe you have an extra $20-$30 that you can buy, some extra canned food. To me, canned food, it's where it's at. Now, when it comes to food storage, there's all different types, right? There's canned food, there's freeze-dried food, there's MREs. Everybody's got the, best storage type, right? My personal thing is canned food. Canned food is the most budget friendly option. Even though the cans say they only last for, so many years, most of the time those are just like prescribed best by dates, right? It's like somebody saying, don't take more than 2 or 3 ibuprofen, but you can probably take 5 or 6 and it's not going to do nothing. Those are just prescribed. So those things can go a lot longer. And again, canned food is the much more budget friendly option. To me, it's very easy when I go to the grocery store every time to just get some extra canned food and throw it up in the cupboard. And when I go to make myself a meal, I try to make sure that I'm using my fresh food and not my canned food. Now, you do need to cycle it out, do the whole FIFO system, the first in, first out stuff. So you do need to cycle it out so it's not just sitting there. And definitely, don't get just the cheapest. Get something you're going to eat, right? Don't just get something to store up on the shelf and say, we'll eat it when shit gets rough. When shit gets rough, trust me, you're going to want to eat something that you enjoy. You're not going to want to live off rice and beans forever. You're going to want to have a good meal. That's going to do a lot to raise morale. And in any type of survival situation, getting your morale boosted is what's going to absolutely be one of the most important things to keep you going. Okay, so don't just buy crap. Now, there are some other methods, right? There's pressure canners. I know a good buddy of mine's got the All-American pressure canner, I believe. I forget what size he has. It's a good size. I want to say they run around like $300, $300, something like that. I know Harbor Freight, Tractor Supply, those kind of places, they have them. Obviously, Amazon, all that stuff does too. But you can go there and get them. I think Harbor Freight and Tractor Supply, they actually not only have the canners, but they have the jars, they have the pickling stuff for, canning your food. They've got all that types of stuff. So that's another option. Again, that's going to be a little bit more money up front, but you're going to save money in the long run. There's also freeze dryers. I think Harvest Right is one that makes one. That is one of the more trusted names. They make them, again, Harbor Freight, Tractor Supply, Lowe's, Home Depot, stuff like that. They do have them. They're more expensive. For the kind of bigger models, you're talking anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000, right? Freeze-dried food's great. It lasts almost indefinitely. So it is something that you're going to make, your money back on the back end and, possibly have for, trading and stuff later. But it is a expense up front. And with everything going on right now, I know most people, I can tell you, I don't have $2,000, $4,000 to just put aside. Personally, extra money that I have for those big expenditures, I'm going to spend on weapons and ammo, because I think that's a very important thing too, but more of that in another video. But that's another option that you can consider. MREs and stuff like that are great for if you're on the go, but most MREs are not that good. They just don't taste that good. And they can bound you up, and quite honestly, they're stupid expensive, just like buying store-bought freeze-dried food. Very expensive. They can last, not as long as freeze-dried, but they do last. But my thing is this: I wouldn't be so worried about having a food source that's going to last 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now. We got to be worried about getting through now, right? We got to be worried about getting through the next 2 years. In which case, again, my personal opinion, canned food is going to be your best bet. It's your most budget-friendly option. It's going to definitely last for that. So I would start getting up on that now. I always tell people I would have at least 8 to 10 weeks of food storage in the house. And not only for, planning for, if the food stores start shutting down and there's less food on the shelves, which we're already seeing, but also, again, to do what we said earlier, as far as like, maximizing your fuel efficiency and spreading your money out, right? Because you shouldn't have to go to the grocery store every week. You shouldn't. You shouldn't have to go there every week, because if you can't afford it gas-wise, and most of us can't, you shouldn't have to go there every week and be shopping week to week or every couple of days, right? You should be going there and getting food so that, hey, if you don't have gas for this week or the next 2 weeks to get anywhere besides work and back, you should have enough food in the house to where you can still feed yourself and feed the family and not have to go to the grocery store every day. God, with the price of gas and stuff right now, there's food delivery systems, Instacart and stuff like that. There's things that you're probably paying less for the freaking delivery fee than you're paying for the gas. I don't think those have gone up that much yet, especially with the gas prices rising. So you might want to jump on stuff like that now. You got to be looking out for whatever you can. I'm even clipping coupons now, and I never did that before. At least not in a while. I won't say never before. I was poor for a long time. But so, start planning ahead. Again, I would plan to have, depending on your family, at least 8 to 10 weeks of food in the house. Now, water is the most important thing, that goes without saying. And again, do another video on some creative ways to get water that people don't know about. But that's a whole nother thing. But as far as food, those are the major things you want to do. Now, another great option is obviously getting seeds and planting your own food. But if you go on some of these Amazon and some of these other places, people are price gouging like they are for everything else, right? They're taking these food seeds, these harvest seeds, these apocalypse seeds, and they're just, they're charging the holy hell out of these things, right? And it's good to grow your own food, but there's other things that come with that. One, I would definitely suggest don't go buy a big bag of $200 food seeds that say they're seed vault, whatever, guaranteed to grow and all this stuff. Don't go buying that and just putting it somewhere to the side in the house in a cool, dry place and thinking that when, shit hits the fan, those seeds are going to work. 9 out of 10 times, that's not how it goes. Okay. So don't buy those and then buy some pots, or say, oh, I'll get the pots and the fertilizer and the soil, which is going up to. Don't say, oh, I'll get that stuff whenever and I'll just plant it, whatever. If you're going to get stuff, start planning now and start learning how to do it now, because there is a process to it. I spent a couple of years growing my own fresh herbs and stuff, and it's not something that you just get good with overnight. There is a process to it. So I would say start doing it now. The other thing that comes with growing your food is obviously security, right? If you live in an apartment building like me, and you're up on a second floor, you can maybe put them outside on a balcony like I can. But obviously, weather elements are going to, dictate whether or not you need to bring them in. But also security wise, if you have a home or something like that, if your stuff is accessible, when food runs out, people are going to do crazy, desperate things, right? I just saw a thing the other day of a guy stealing a $5,000 puppy. So people are definitely getting desperate out there, right? People are going to do crazy things. And if you've got a bunch of food growing on your property and somebody else doesn't have food, if they got to eat, they're going to take it, right? They got a family. You'd be surprised what people are going to do and be able to, take their conscience and check it out the door and look the other way on when they got a family. So if you're going to grow your own food, I would definitely, like I said, start to do it now, especially if you don't have any experience in growing your own food, and consider those things like, security and weather elements and, things of that nature. The other thing too, right? Like going back to the canned food or growing your own food. You know, if all you're doing is stocking up on fresh food or just getting fresh food and not getting other types of food, understand the conditions, right? Especially like I said, with the summer, if the electricity goes out and the house is overheating, that food goes bad. So canned food's going to hold up to that stuff, right? Canned food, I think, probably holds up honestly under a lot better conditions than most stuff. But anyway, guys, there's a lot of options out there. My point is, stuff is getting worse by the minute, right? This administration is not changing things. All they're doing is trying to distract us, whether it be with these crazy, stupid trials, or gun control, or any of the other stuff. The racism, the white supremacy, all this stuff that they're trying to push to distract us, to have us all just fighting with each other and distract us from what's really going on. And it's getting bad. I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably know that by now. So start getting your stuff now, because I'm telling you, it doesn't look like things are getting better anytime soon. So start getting your food preps in order. Start, getting creative ways in order to get water and stuff. Start growing your own food, whatever. But start getting your contingency plans now, because if you never were a prepper before, which again, I wasn't, I'm telling you, you better start. You better start doing it. Again, it's at that point, guys. We've reached a point where this ship's gone so far out to sea. I don't think it's going to turn around anytime soon. And even if it does turn around, it's going to take quite a while to get back in to shore. So that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's kind of doom and gloom, but it seems like that's what everyone wants to hear these days. And quite honestly, that's what's going on, right? So again, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And go reach out on the Facebook page at Tactical Minds. Go find us on there. Let me know in the comments, guys, if there's any types of videos that you guys would like to see, any things you'd like me to comment on, things of that nature. Or if you have something that you don't want to put in the comment section, or you don't want to, say to one of these videos, again, go on our Facebook page at Tactical Minds. You could direct message me through Messenger there, ask me any questions and stuff like that. I'd be happy to answer them and, offer any help I can. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoy your rest of the day. As always, guys, stay safe, stay tactical, stay dangerous, stay up on your food preps. Have a great day, guys.